Alrighty, we are back again, and I'm not going to give up hope on this engine. I have seals on the way, and if this engine can prove that it is not having severe issues or something with it, then we will put seals in it and continue to run it and keep the other one as a backup. But in the last video, we restored ignition, and it's not wanting, it wants to start, but it's not, and I'm suspecting because the chain tensioner was never really properly used. It's a manual one, and it wasn't being used to tension the chain. Gotta get the words out. It jumped timing because it's poofing out of the intake, not popping, just the poofs are trying to come out. So we're gonna get in, take the top off, get to the starter down there, and do the timing marks there and up there, and I will show you those, and we will go ahead and see if this is in timing. If it is, I could not tell you what it is. We have spark, we have great compression, the valves are operating, and the lashes where they're supposed to be, so we'll see. Alright, so I got the top undone, and there's a special procedure to tightening them back down, but we're just going to ignore that. So there's a timing mark on here that says T, and there's a little pointer thing right here. So rotate this to T. Now I have not pulled that head off officially yet. I have loosened all the bolts. Do not take them out. Leave them where they sit. So that is the first rule. So you don't lose anything, and if you do, then oops, not me. So do that. Rotated it. It popped the head off, the cover, whatever. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go in there. I also got to take off the timing chain tensioner, which is right here. May just yank the carb off too. So, take this off, and then we will see how bad things are off here. But there is top dead center right there. Supposedly. Did I forget? No. Don't loosen the big old head studs either. Need to get something to the dead blow to. Yeah, there we go. There's a dead blow, or a rubber hammer, whatever. Alright, there's that. Take this out. It could be 180 out too, so, but we're going to check. Here we go. And then this rubber plug is theoretically supposed to just pop out like that. Okay, this head has never been off. I can tell you that now. These do not have head gaskets. You have to use a certain type of gray RTV, which is exactly what I have. Honda bond, Yamaha bond. There was a Suzuki bond. There's a whole list of bonds to do. So looking at it, it is in timing. So why things are not moving, I'm unsure. Let me get you in here for a closer look and everything, whatnot. We'll get you here. So see what I'm talking about. Take the gloves off here. Turn the light on. So this is your timing right here. The T is top dead center. Put that right on that marker. Right there, you see those lines right there and above my finger there? Those are supposed to be level with the head. Now I moved it the top dead onto there, and they are level with that head. And this also has to be, the pin has to be at the top. So what that tells me is that this is in timing. It didn't jump. So I don't have to rip out a camshaft. So it kind of makes a guy curious what is going on here. I'll sit here and ponder a little bit, but that's kind of wondering, why are you acting like you're not getting fuel? Because even on starting fluid, it wouldn't pop over. It would try, but it wouldn't. And it's getting ignition. I'm just wondering if the valves could be out of adjustment some way. And it's good to know that the top of the head here is also Like, it's super clean. So this had such low time on it. So, I don't know. We'll get to looking. All right, got the tensioner out and the tensioner thing, and it definitely was not being tensioned properly. It is just really rough along here, just slapping against it. So that's where the tensioner pushes, and then it does its job. But up here, it's just mauled and ate up. Now, still, bad noises and stuff like that. This should be able to turn freely with the engine. There should be no problems whatsoever rotating. But when you go to rotate it, because there's no pressure on these valves, this should just turn freely. When you go to turn it, it wants to suck that camshaft down for some reason. It should just freely be doing stuff. And it wants to do that. And hear that clunk? That's down low. There's no tension on any of this. This top end has nothing to do. Everything is down below. And it just, spark plugs out and just bad noises, bad things. See, it just wants to suck it down for some reason, move to the side. It just, there should be no reason it's wanting to do that. It should turn freely. So there is something, I suspect, inside here, the chain or the sprocket it rides on the crankshaft or something, it went bad. Something happened internally. This thing was starved of oil or just revved to the moon, and it did not like it. Something bad happened. And it just goes tight right there, and it should not go tight. It should not want to yank it over, and it's doing it. There's nothing down there. There should be just a straight path all the way down to the crankshaft, and it wants to pull it for some reason. See that? Never seen that. So something internally on this engine is dead, whether it's the chain is having a problem. So we're going to take this off right here, and we're going to go ahead and rotate the chain off of the camshaft, and we're going to inspect it carefully and everything. But I have a feeling this engine, it's not any good, and we're not going to be using it. Like I said, because when we tried to start it up, when it did actually try to fire, it was clunk, 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 and I have a suspicion it's messing with the valves somehow, in some way of this. It's just, it's not happy, and I don't know what it is. I mean, we are able to go further and tear the head off, but I see enough right here to say, work on the other engine and do that. Mess with it. But hear that? It's just crunchy, it's grindy, it's not good. I wonder if this chain is just bad in general. Something happened to it. Let me tear into it further, and we will go from there. Alright, so the chain looks fine, but I'm suspecting that lower sprocket has a problem. So, rotating this right there. Gets tight, and then it gets loose. Tight, and then clicks, loose. And then it goes back up again. It pulls down, and then it comes back up. Like something is oval or elliptical, and it's going down, tight, 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 loose, tight, 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 loose. But the lower end clunk isn't as prevalent, but it's still there. So there's something wrong with the bottom end of this engine. So unfortunately, I am going to call this one terminal, and which means we've got to rip this engine out and take all the electronics out, set them to the side again, and then rip this engine out, unbolt the exhaust, and the carburetor's already sitting to the side, which it'll have to be cleaned. Get everything out of the way, chain assembly off and whatnot, and just have to go to town on it and everything. It's the only option there is at this point, right? Right. So there's a lot of work ahead to do this and whatnot to get this off. So pretty much it's whatever bolts you find, you take them off, put them up to the side, and we're going to make way for the next engine, which is on the stand over here. And we will, of course, go through it, make sure it's fine too, and whatnot. But pretty sad there's something wrong with the lower portion of it, and there's still good parts on this. I'm not going to trash the engine. It's just, there's nothing to be, you can't save. It's not worth saving to me, at least this engine and whatnot. It's unfortunate. Like I said, I would have suspected it still would have fired over with that condition and everything, but I don't know how bad it was affecting things, if it was affecting the valves when they were opening and stuff, but everything was in time. It's just something's not happy, or it could have been hanging a valve or whatever. Don't know. But unfortunately, we're not going to find out, at least right now. Maybe in a future date we can tear it apart, but it's just holding that up on a smooth screwdriver right there. And then has a tough time reversing sometimes, or something clanking in the transmission, but it just has areas of bad going on, and it should be smooth operation. That camshaft should have never been doing what it was doing. Should have just rolled over smooth and been fine with no tension on the chain. So, all right, well, let's get to tearing an engine out here, and I'll bring you back and everything. But like I say, it's just, I'm going to get the electrics out, set them up to the front and to the side and everything so that they're happy and safe. And then we can go ahead and unbolt the exhaust, unbolt the engine mount, get the chain and everything and stuff. And then it's just a few bolts away. And thankfully I've got this other engine over here to show me where everything's at and whatnot. But camshaft was really clean. It was getting plenty of oil. I mean, it's in very good shape. So that's good camshaft still. There's nothing wrong with that. They sit in an oil bath is what they do. There's an oil bath right here. It pumps up so it constantly has oil. So that was definitely not an issue right there. Oiling, I don't know. It wasn't an issue, but it's just sad. This engine is considered terminal. So all right, I'll get to tearing stuff out here, and I'll bring you back and everything when I feel as if there's something to show you or whatnot. At least the exhaust bolts are right here, so a couple studs up on the front. If they break, they break. I don't care. The other engine's got good studs on it and everything. So I'm going to say now those are going to be the things that fight me, but you know there's going to be something else. So all right, let's get to tearing in. I'm going to listen to music in the meantime doing this, and then we'll go from there. Maybe I'll just do a big old hyperlapse for you guys. How's that sound?
Suzuki got the sauce.
Alright, well, the hyperlapse, I did a little bit more after that. Got the bolts out and stuff. But, here we go. Fighting everything. Maybe they don't do this. Oh, no, there we go. Gotta get past that other engine out. I didn't get the magneto out, but here we go. She is free. Since being in there since 1980 something, who knows? All right, yay! So I got to clean up the frame and whatnot. I don't know how much further I'll go on this episode. I know it's kind of anticlimactic, but cleaning up, nobody likes to watch that stuff. But we got to wait for seals to come in, and that could be in a few days and stuff like that. And I only have a 4-day weekend, and this is day number 2. But all the seals are found on eBay. I have part numbers, and I will get that to you guys when I get them. So I will put that in the description of the next video when we can put stuff together and everything and whatnot. I'll probably end up ahead of time. No, I don't want to put the magneto stuff in yet, but I'll go over it and everything. But I'll have you guys here from when we change the seals on that one up there, which I've never done. These are pretty deep seals, so I'll have to tear them out. I may do that ahead of time here, but it's unfortunate. This engine has something terminal with it, and it cannot be saved. I don't know why it doesn't want to run, but whatever it is, it's causing timing or running issues. So, all right, just want to say thanks for watching, and I know this series is kind of here, there, in between, everywhere, but any questions, let me know in the comments. And yeah, just having so much fun here, let me tell you. Gonna go over stuff and whatnot and look over a few things, get wires soldered up today and everything. Just somebody boogered and cutting, and put the wire cutters down. Like, comment, subscribe, please. Until then, thanks for watching. All right, we'll add to the end of this. I just couldn't stop for today, but getting the seals out here real quick. I may put this in the beginning of the next video, but I've just hammered a screwdriver in there and just at an angle, the angle it's at, and just hammer it in there. Take your ball peen, hammer it in there, because these things are thick boys. So hammer it in there. There's a metal inside of it. Hammer, and being careful. And just once you're at an angle, just get that baby and rotate it and put it at an angle. With a little finagling. Should put you guys in the stand, but... And this is the new engine, by the way. Without damaging seal surfaces. Get our pliers here. You can just take that old one right out. So, I've got this shifter seal, this shifter, this one doesn't appear to be leaking. I still have it on order, and then this one right here, also the crank side. It does not appear to be leaking here, so I may just let sleeping dogs lie with those. But these ones down here are definitely wet from oil before I even started this. So, and they're all cracked up. And now they've got someplace to go. So, if you get that joke. Anyways, so get this off here, and I've got to get this little bugger out because it's also the same way. Like I said, I will put the seal numbers in the next video when they arrive so I can appropriately get everything. I'll say it on camera and everything. So figured I'd just say that real quick, and probably the beginning of the next video, I'll just use this and say everything, and then we'll go from there. So thanks for watching.